What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Average Aaron's Auto Videos, and today we are back on our 2006 Buick Rainer with the V8. I believe it's the CVL or CXL trim level, and today we're going to change the oil. So if you want the oil to flow out well, I recommend removing the oil cap from right here, which we have done, and it states it is a 5W30, which is what we're going to use to replace it. And then I recommend jacking the car up from the passenger side, which is what we've done here, and I've supported it with a jack. And also, I'm gonna crawl underneath here and take a look. So here's the drain plug, and then the oil filter is right there next to it. So once we let it drain to like the slowest trickle possible out of the drain plug here, and it's a 13 millimeter. However, you can see it's kind of stripped and looks pretty bad shape. I had a hard time getting a 13 millimeter on there. So what we did is we got a replacement, and it looks like this. This is a 15 millimeter. It threads in there. It is the replacement, and it has the little nylon washer on here to go with it. So we're going to be replacing this component. And then we also got the filter in here. So we didn't have to take off any underbody paneling or anything like that. We just straight up just got to remove it out of here. So I'm going to go ahead and we went ahead and drained it, and it says it takes 6 quarts, but because there's still a little bit in the system, I only put in 5 quarts, and then I do check on the dipstick to make sure I haven't overfilled it. So right now we're just going to replace the oil filter, and we will go from there. Yeah. All right, so we got the filter out, and as you can see, it's dripping a little bit. That's okay. What I'm going to do, though, is take that filter and put some of that old oil around the rim so that it helps form a better seal when you first put it on, so it's not dry and it has a little bit of lubrication in there. All right, so we've got our filter in here, and you want to make sure you hold the filter so it doesn't like fall or shift as you're pouring the oil in here. Now, it says it takes up to 6 quarts. I've got 5 gallons, and I'm going to pour in about 4 and some change. Oh, be sure to put your drain plug back in if you didn't do that and we swapped it out down there. Otherwise, this will be falling out onto the bottom. And you can hear my kids in the background talking while we're filling this with oil, but that's okay. They're great. Now, this jug has on the side of it a little measuring template. Now, I'm also keeping the car lifted up a little bit, which is going to mess up the dipstick, but it's easier to pour right now for me, so I'm going to lower it. So I still have about a quart in here. It might be hard to see right here, but I still have about a quart left. So I'm going to go ahead and hit pause and lower the car. All right, so I put in just shy of 5 quarts, and then I'm going to pull the dipstick. Now, this will be hard to see on the camera, but what you want to do is you want to wipe it down. And then your oil needs to be in the cross-thatched part right here where those crossover, those 3 dots are. That's where you want the oil to be. So I'm now going to stick it back down into where it goes, which takes a little bit of work here to line it up. All the way back down. And then the oil that's in there will sit and rest on the dipstick. I'm going to pull it up kind of quickly, but not too quickly. I'm going to check and see where it's at. All right, so it might be hard to see on the camera, but it's about right at the first dot. So even if I stop there, that is the minimum required for this to operate. But I'm going to go ahead and put in 1 other full quart to hit just shy of 6 quarts on this one. So I'll pause it now and do that. All right, so I've got in a full 5.5 quarts, even though it said it takes 6. Remember, because there's still some in the system that we're not able to get out. So what I want to do is circulate some of this, and to do that, I'm going to run the car for a little bit to circulate the oil, and I'm going to let it sit for a minute, and then I'm going to come back and check the oil to make sure that I have the proper amount and I don't short the car. Also, if you have too much, that's also bad, so try to avoid that. So now I'm going to pause it and go start the car and run it for a minute. All right, so we ran the car for about 2 minutes and it idled super smooth. The dipstick checks out. It's in the thatched area where you want it. So there's your oil change. Be sure to properly dispose of all your oil how you're supposed to. Clean up around yourselves, and then also double check for leaks as you're driving to make sure that you put everything back correctly where it goes. Thanks again for watching. Hit that like button and tune in next time.